So today we're going to talk about companion planting. So as it turns out, companion planting really is about trying to find those plants that like to be with each other and some plants that don't like to be with each other. Today I'm going to focus on plants that like to be with each other. So here we have, this is a marigold. This is a great companion plant to a lot of different things. I plant them all over the beds. You can see one here. There's one over there as well, next to the tomato plant. And really what the marigold does is it repels certain insects and bugs. So I have them all lined up along the edges. You can see here, right along the edges here and here. And so that essentially acts as uh, a barrier. Other great example is basil right here. So they also have, and you can actually just smell it, and you can plant them with tomatoes, right? And so they also protect the tomatoes by the smell that they have, and it deters pests. And it's said that with the basil, you can also enhance the tomatoes flavor. So I have yet to discern that for myself, but I do have basil here. I got basil over there on the tomato bed as well. So really what I've tried to do is instead of using chemical treatments to control the pests, I use plants to try and deter and sometimes also attract. The marigolds here are great pollinators, right? So you can have these attractive plants to help you pollinate your crops. Last fall, I planted garlic in this bed because I didn't want the bed to sit empty because I knew peppers were coming in here and peppers aren't quite ready until, mid-June. So in the fall, the planting happened for garlic, and in about June, mid to late June, I harvested the garlic, and you can see some of the harvest here. And the other thing the garlic does is they tend to repel slugs. So I wanted to make sure this bed was free of slugs for starters, because peppers and tomatoes, as you see behind me, were going in there, and they can be susceptible to slug damage. The other thing I did was, again, you can see marigolds. So marigolds here, nasturtiums back there. They're also great companion planting, and they repel pests. And I had this space along the edges, and you can see here, I planted some carrot seeds. I knew they're going to be okay in the fall, maybe even into late October, November. Another example, and you can see my harvest here, is planting some of the root vegetables together. Potatoes, you can see carrots, onions, and beans. So what I've done is, for the potatoes, I planted the beans. This is yellow wax beans here with the potatoes. So they are not competing for the same things. And in fact, the beans add nitrogen to the soil for potatoes. And a little ways away, I planted carrots. And intermixed with them are these green onions. Again, great way to deter pests because the pests don't like the smell of onions and they don't compete with any of your harvests. So these are some of the ways in which you can use garden plants to help you harvest and deter pests. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something about incorporating companion planting into your own gardening. So go ahead, plant the marigolds and the nasturtiums. They'll do you a lot of good, and the plants as well. And in the next video, we're going to talk about how to support our tomatoes with trellis.